We are ranking the 8 most important OLED televisions you need to know about for 2026, 3 to steer clear of, and 5 that stand out after rigorous testing. From budget pitfalls with hidden compromises to flagship models redefining gaming and movie nights, each entry is backed by real-world data on brightness, HDR support, and long-term value. So which new release actually delivers, and which just looks like a deal? Let's begin with the first OLED you should avoid. LG's B-Series OLEDs B3, B4, and the latest B5 promise OLED quality at a lower price, but there is a reason they consistently land at the bottom of expert rankings. These models use standard OLED panels, rather than the advanced microlens array found in higher-end sets, so peak brightness falls short, especially in rooms with sunlight or overhead lighting. Aggressive automatic brightness limiting causes the screen to noticeably dim during bright scenes, undercutting the impact of HDR. The processor inside is a generation behind, which makes menus feel sluggish and motion handling less refined. Unless you find the B-Series for at least $400 less than the C5, the savings do not justify the drop in performance and everyday usability. Samsung's S85C and S85D may look tempting thanks to QD OLED branding, but there is a hidden catch that can trip up anyone who streams a lot of movies or shows. These models skip Dolby Vision entirely, a format that is now standard on Netflix, Disney+, and Apple TV. Instead, they rely on HDR10+, which offers dynamic metadata but has far less support from major streaming platforms. When Dolby Vision content plays on these sets, it falls back to basic HDR10, losing fine detail and color precision that dynamic metadata provides. Testing also shows the S85 series uses less advanced heat management, so sustained brightness drops off during longer HDR sessions. For anyone who cares about the best streaming picture or plans to watch in a bright room, this format gap and thermal compromise make the S85 a risky buy. Discounted OLEDs from 2023 and early 2024 often show up in clearance bins, but the savings come with real trade-offs. These older models, such as the LG C3 or Sony A80L, miss out on the latest panel upgrades, including MLA 2.0 and third-generation QD OLED technology. That means lower brightness, less effective anti-glare coatings, and a noticeable gap in HDR punch compared to 2025 and 2026 sets. The processors inside are a step behind, so you may notice slower menus and less fluid motion, especially in sports or fast-paced scenes. Factory warranties on old stock are often near expiration, which raises the risk if something goes wrong. Unless you find these TVs at 40 to 60% off their original price, the value is not there. Clearance deals can be tempting, but missing out on new tech and support makes them a gamble. Panasonic's Z95B stands out as the go-to OLED for viewers outside the US who demand reference-level accuracy right out of the box. Professional calibrators consistently praise its factory tuning. Colors and grayscale are dialed into studio standards without the need for extra adjustments. The Z95B's panel uses advanced primary RGB tandem technology, delivering impressive brightness and color fidelity that rivals the most carefully calibrated displays. Alongside its picture quality, the integrated Dolby Atmos audio system, tuned by Technics, offers a wider, more immersive soundstage than most built-in TV speakers and often outperforms entry-level soundbars. With comprehensive HDMI 2.1 support and ultra-low input lag, it is ready for next-generation gaming. Distribution is limited to Europe and select Asian markets, making the Z95B a specialist choice for buyers who want professional-grade performance without the hassle or cost of third-party calibrations. Sony's A95L stands as the go-to OLED for movie enthusiasts who care about color fidelity and motion precision above all else. Powered by Sony's Cognitive XR processor, this QD OLED model translates director intent directly to the screen, delivering reference-level color accuracy that rivals professional mastering monitors. In side-by-side film scene interpolation tests, the A95L consistently preserves shadow detail and subtle hues, avoiding the artificial smoothing and banding that can plague lesser TVs. Motion remains crisp even in fast panning shots, an area where Sony's processing remains unmatched, especially for cinematic content. Full Dolby Vision support ensures that Netflix, Disney+, and Apple TV titles play back with dynamic metadata, unlocking the maximum range of highlight detail and color depth those platforms can offer. As of early 2026, retail prices have dropped 20 to 30% from launch, making the A95L a rare case where a flagship's best qualities become widely accessible. For film lovers who prioritize accuracy and lifelike motion over raw brightness, the A95L remains a top-tier choice. LG G5 takes OLED technology to its highest level yet, setting a new standard for OLED brightness. This model uses a 4-stack panel architecture with 2 blue emissive layers, 1 red emissive layer, and 1 green emissive layer, all working together under the latest MLA 2.0 micro-lens array. The result is a TV that pushes past the traditional limits of OLED, with TechRadar recording peak brightness of 2,268 nits in filmmaker mode. A key reason for this sustained performance is the G5's robust thermal plate and integrated heatsink. Unlike earlier models that throttled brightness during long HDR sessions, the G5 keeps its punch thanks to better heat management. This means highlights stay crisp and vivid even after hours of use, an important edge for sports, gaming, or movie marathons. The G5's premium frame is designed for wall mounting, supporting both style and cooling efficiency, so performance does not come at the expense of aesthetics. For buyers who demand both the deep blacks of OLED and flagship-level brightness, the G5 stands out as a premium choice. It is not just about numbers. The real-world effect is a screen that remains vibrant in any room, day or night, without the need to adjust the lights or settings. When on sale, the G5 delivers top-tier value, combining technical innovation with long-term reliability. Samsung's S95D and S95F QD OLEDs have redefined what is possible for OLED performance in sunlit living rooms. Independent testing from Artings and TechRadar confirms that the S95F's upgraded glare-free matte coating is the most effective reflection suppression ever seen on an OLED TV, letting viewers enjoy deep blacks and vivid colors even with windows wide open. In bright HDR scenes, the S95F pushes past 2,000 nits of peak brightness, a number that puts it at the top of the OLED class for daylight visibility. Unlike traditional OLED panels, QD OLED technology maintains full color saturation at these high brightness levels, so reds and greens stay punchy instead of washing out. Color volume tests show the S95F delivers nearly 100% DCI-P3 coverage at peak output, a feat that is especially noticeable in animated films and sports. Gaming benefits are clear as well. The S95F supports 120 Hz and variable refresh rate with input lag measured under 10 milliseconds. This means fast-paced titles look razor-sharp with no visible blur or stutter. For viewers who prioritize glare control and want a TV that looks just as good at noon as it does at midnight, the S95F stands alone. The only real compromise is the lack of Dolby Vision, but for pure daylight performance in gaming, no other OLED comes close. LG's C5 stands at the center of the OLED market in 2026, offering a combination of features and performance that makes it the clear recommendation for most buyers. The C5 panel uses the latest micro-lens array technology, which boosts peak brightness well beyond what the C4 delivered, ensuring high dynamic range scenes look vibrant even in rooms with plenty of sunlight. Independent test labs, including TechRadar and What Hi-Fi, have consistently rated the C5 as the best mid-range OLED, citing its ability to balance high brightness with the perfect black levels that define OLED displays. The improvements go beyond raw brightness. LG has refined its automatic brightness limiting algorithms so the C5 maintains consistent luminance during fast-paced action and mixed lighting scenes. This means sports, movies, and games all retain their punch without the visible dimming that affects lower-tier models. The C5 also supports every major high dynamic range format, Dolby Vision, HDR10, and HLG, making it a safe choice for streaming across Netflix, Disney+, and Apple TV, something Samsung's flagship models still cannot match. For gaming, the C5 is equipped with 4K at 120 Hz, variable refresh rate, and ultra-low input lag measured at under 10 milliseconds. These specifications put it on par with the best gaming monitors, while WebOS 25 delivers a smooth, modern smart TV experience with fast app switching and robust voice controls. The C5 price typically ranges between $1,500 and $2,500 depending on size, slotting it well below flagship models but delivering 90% of their real-world performance. For anyone seeking a TV that excels at movies, gaming, and everyday viewing, the C5 is the safest bet. It is the model most likely to satisfy mixed-use households, offering a future-proof feature set and a proven track record of reliability. If you want a TV that simply works, bright, accurate, and responsive, the C5 is the one to beat in 2026. Across all 8 OLED contenders, one truth stands out. Rapid tech leaps now separate true value from outdated compromise. The right TV is not about flashy specs, it is about sustained innovation and real-world performance. In 2026, smart buying means knowing which advancements matter most. Choose wisely and enjoy the difference.